In 2019, I got married to her.
Thank you.
And it was her birthday a few months later, and I wanted to show that I would keep trying. Or maybe I would start trying. Historically, I have not been a good gift giver.
Confirm.
And so I told her, hey babe, your birthday weekend, I got it. And then I waited until 2 days before. And I found the perfect place that was available on short notice. Hey babe, we're going to an inn at Little Washington.
So I was pretty excited and honestly extremely impressed that he had done this. This is a man who, just for context, spent 6 months planning his surprise engagement proposal, and then his cover story, which he spent presumably 6 months honing, was that we were going to go see Deadpool 2 on a Tuesday, and I'd never seen Deadpool 1. So, but this was something else. So the Inn at Little Washington is a famous 5-star hotel with a 3-star Michelin restaurant associated with it. It's in the town of Washington, Virginia, which is about 90 miles from like the real Washington. And again, just for some context here, a night at the inn plus dinner in the restaurant, well over $1,000. So I was like, damn, you did it this time, babe. I was so excited. I said, this is amazing. I can't believe we're going to the Inn at Little Washington.
One clarification. We're going to an inn at Little Washington.
Right, like the inn?
No, an inn at Little Washington. And I watch as the disappointment comes across her face. I say, no, babe, it's this super cute B&B. I've got us. Take a look. I hand her my phone.
And I look at the website, which looks like it was created on GeoCities in 1998. And it is, friends, it is bad. Like, it is just not good. And in that moment, like the only thing I can think to say is, well, at least we're not staying in the Nathan Bedford Forrest room.
And I take back my phone and I look at the Nathan Bedford Forrest room, and it's kind of tacky. It's got this gross pink wallpaper on it. And I say, babe, it's not about the room. It's about the experience. We're gonna go horseback riding, we're gonna go wine tasting, and we're gonna do a bunch of history stuff.
And history, I love history, which is why I should have like immediately just listened to my gut and pulled the plug on this entire thing, like right then and there. But, you know, the look on his face, he was just like so proud of himself. And he put in like medium effort. And I'd also seen that the deposit was non-refundable. So I was like, all right, F it. This is great. I'm so excited. Can't wait. What could go wrong? And that Friday after work, we set off and drove to Washington, Virginia. And because Joseph didn't make any reservations or really any plans, he decides we're just gonna like pull off about halfway there and go to this tavern that he says the sign looks authentic.
And authentic, like there's a bunch of drunken townies there.
And the menu is entirely pork-based, which would be fine if I ate pork. But I'm Jewish, and I do not. So I just have like the worst veggie burger of my life.
Which is a real authentic experience for this area. And at this point, it's like 11 o'clock at night when we start pulling into the B&B property, and it's just pitch black, and it's quiet. All we hear is the gravel popping as we drive in. And we park next to what we think are some car shapes. It's so dark. And we knock on the front door, and the innkeeper opens up, and she is not happy to see us.
She looks kind of like your grandma, except if your grandma like really hated you.
And she says, now, you know, the instructions said that check-in closes at 10 p.m. and it's 11 p.m. and it was in the email and it's too late. And I fumble out an apology, and with some reluctance, she leads us up to our room, which is the John B. Hood room.
And so the room, it's got a fireplace and one of those like big 4-poster beds with a canopy and like more decorative pillows than like are ever necessary. And the bed, it's really uncomfortable and it's squeaky. So it's like, and it looks like it was made in the year 1800, and I just want to get everything in that room dry cleaned, like just all of it.
And I sag into the bed, eee. And I pick up a book that's right next to it, and it has some history about John B. Hood, and I'm flipping through it. And I realize, hey, babe, John B. Hood was a Confederate general.
Yeah, darling, famously so. Like Fort Hood. You do realize that every room in this inn is named after a Confederate officer. Honestly, we're just lucky we're not in the Nathan Bedford Forrest room.
Who was that again?
Nathan Bedford Forrest was a infamous Confederate general who also was known for co-founding the KKK. You knew that, right?
I did not know that. I do not think they knew that.
All right, I mean, it's not like a obscure, like, people knew that, right? Like some people? All right, it's not my fault none of you went to college, okay? I'm sorry.
Babe, the KKK, they didn't like Jewish people either.
Yeah, I know. It's happy birthday to me.
Don't do that. That's not fair. I was ignorant. You were a little complacent.
All right, okay. I am going to admit that I should have trusted my gut more and pushed back harder, but I didn't because I doubt myself because I'm a woman. But you know what? We are both in this together, okay? This is a mutual fuck up, and we are going down together.
Well, at least, we've got a full day tomorrow. We're going to go horseback riding, and I've got a whole full day of activities planned. I mean, I'm going to Google a bunch of stuff in the morning.
So we turn in for the night, and we try to have sex like really quietly. Because I do not want grandma to come back up and yell at us. And then, so in the morning, we get up and we walk downstairs to the breakfast, and she's still pissed off. But she's not gonna poison our food or anything. So she pours us some coffee and she asks, do you have any dietary restrictions? And with some hesitation, I say, no pork. And I kind of actually hope she thinks it's some sort of allergy.
Just one of those classic pork allergies that people have. And we settle in for, honestly, a pretty tasty breakfast. There's homemade biscuits, good eggs, pickled vegetables, and I am mid-bite when I hear Sharon audibly gasp. And she gestures for me to look up, over there, and I see it.
It's a mammy doll. And yeah. So you guys do know about mammy dolls then. Okay, great. Just wanted to set the bar somewhere. And she's just looking down at us. So Mammy dolls are, the ceramic figure of like a full-figured African-American woman. It's unambiguously racist, folks. And she's dressed like a servant or like maybe even a slave. She's got this like exaggerated features, really dark skin, and she's smiling because presumably it's just such a joy to clean up after white people. She is just staring down at us, judging us for all of our bad decisions. And I just think to myself, yep, this was a bad call. And also, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the pork thing.
But we finish our delicious, slightly bigoted breakfast. And we make a beeline to our car to enjoy Washington, Virginia. And as we approach our car, that's when I see it. We missed it in the night. It's a lawn jockey. Just like a Mammy doll, it's an African-American man, highly characterized, and he's like welcoming you with open arms to the B&B. And then...
And at this point, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, am I taking crazy pills? So I lose it, and I just yell, this place is so fucking racist.
And at that moment, the innkeeper appears out of nowhere. And we freeze.
Yeah, no, we just brace for it.
And I feel bad. I have not done well. I have taken my wife to the bad place. She is never going to forget this. She's going to dread her birthday for the rest of her life. And I'm sorry.
So we're just standing there waiting for Grammy to yell at us and just waiting for it to come. And then she just gives us this smile and she says, "Have a nice day, y'all. Don't forget about the curfew." And just without a word, Joseph and I get in the car and we wait for her to, walk into the inn, and then we just burst out laughing.
And we laugh a long, long time there in the car. And looking back on that moment now, I can't help but think that it doesn't matter if you're in the place, as long as you're in a place with the person that you love.
Yeah, sure.
And honestly, I think that was the best birthday present I ever gave you, these memories.
Because the bar is not that high.
Thank you.